Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ali B or Alicia, as some of you might know me, and tonight we are here to have a little girl talk. I have a special guest in the building.
Hi, Anastasia. I have known Ali approximately 15 years. We know each other. Yes, we met 15 years ago and we never looked back. The rest is history.
Oop, oop. Yes, so I would have mentioned her in a previous video. I don't know exactly which one, but she is one of my biggest supporters, and besides that, she gives great advice. I think I did mention that as well. So I decided to have this segment, and who else better to invite than her? So we're just gonna give this is our opinions and our outlooks. This is just how we feel about these topics, and we're really gonna touch on mainly relationship topics tonight. I have no idea what I am going to call this segment, so if you all have any ideas what to call it, drop a comment down below, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. You know the drill. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and please remember to share and share and share. Before we go on though, I have a little wine here, a little white wine. Okay, I ain't even going to front, right? This is water. I had a long day, okay? So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to the weekend. And let's jump right in. Like I just mentioned, we're going to be answering some questions, and I intend to do this in a two-part video because we have a lot of questions. So tonight we are going to answer probably around 5 or 7 depending on how long it takes to get through these questions. Okay, so you ready, B?
Ready.
Let me get a good one. We had to start it off with a bang, right? Alright, so this is a good one. Is arguing a natural or healthy part of relationships? What do you think?
Well, I must say yes. Yes, it is a healthy part of a relationship because remember, it's two personalities trying to get along, trying to be coherent, and trying to understand each other on a more deeper level. So yes, you always disagree on stuff, you always agree to everything. So it is healthy, but the communication part of it is what's more important. So getting loud and trying to talk over your partner, that's all well and good when you're keeping your emotions, but are you communicating how you feel? Do they understand how you feel or whatever happened, whatever transpired to make you react and behave in that way? I guess we even an argument or a disagreement and not really getting to the root of the issue. I guess you have feelings. So I always advise that, you cool off first, You know how they say, don't go to bed angry. Go to bed angry, cool off, and talk next.
Oh, so that's your advice. Go to bed angry, right? Cool off. Yeah.
It's not a hurtful thing that you can't take back when you're that emotion like on a high.
So don't be too hasty to respond. Think about what you're going to say. Yeah, because I'm not into that screaming and all those kind of things,
You're over here.
Yeah, I agree with her. Communication is important, and besides cooling off, I think you must be able to discuss things and get to the bottom of it. Don't just leave it there or act like nothing is wrong, or sometimes you might cool off and then you decide maybe it wasn't a big deal. I think you should bring it up and have a discussion and come to some type of understanding, agree to disagree, whatever it might be, but just get to the bottom of it, because when you leave things, they tend to build up, speaking from experience, and then you just lash out, and then the person themselves may be kind of puzzled and be like, where did all that come from, So yeah, I think so too.
When you all settle that score, it is very important to move on
and do not bring it up.
No. It's the occurring habit, then from point to like we already discussed this, why we back down this road, but I guess once you trash it out, you should put it behind you.
Yeah. Ooh, it's kind of hard to do at times, I will admit it is kind of hard. I tend to hold on to things and bring it up, not all the time, but it is not a good habit. It is not. So yes, I agree with that. Let it go. I'm saying that to you all and to me, all right? Let it go. Any other thing on that?
No, I guess I covered it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. This is a nice one. What would you consider as cheating?
Cheating, it's physical. That's how we know it to be, but it's also emotional, like emotional and personal. Because remember, you're giving the other person access to you, the same access you're giving your partner, right? Whether it's your physical access or it's your mental access, that person is getting that access. So it's like they're leveling off the playing field with you, like. I am committing myself exclusively to someone and they are giving that other person the same access, like that is cheating for me, right? Because if it's deep conversations or opening up about personal stuff, like that is reserved for me, right? And if you giving that other person, like I don't want it, like no, that's cheating for me, like.
So you are saying cheating doesn't always necessarily have to be something physical.
No.
Yeah, it could be on the mental and emotional level.
Yeah.
Because I did watch I watched something and the person was saying that the hardest thing for them was knowing that the person formed some type of attachment there, no? Not necessarily the physical part, but knowing that this person was spending so much time with their significant other and having deep conversations, and hearing about that, she said, was more heartbreaking than finding out about him having so.
Because if like something going on with you and you could just fall into that person's value, their opinion and their advice, like what is the point of me being there? Like I go.
And what about, some people tend to say, I just kissed the person is not a big deal. It wasn't, wasn't more than that. It was just a kiss. What do you think about that?
Wrong. To me, I find kissing is way more intimate than having sex, to be honest. Because remember, to kiss a person, remember only exchanging like saliva and it's passionate kind of interaction other than sex. People can have sex and it just be that.
Not feel any.
Seconds, sex to last, that kind of way. So like kissing is a more deep, kissing is way more deeper than people really realize. So
I've heard that.
Saying that if it's like a peck or a smooch, it's different. But you see like naked out kissing, you have to have some kind of thing for that person to do that.
Not everybody, because it have sick and nasty people out there who will just be going around kissing people, you know that.
I mean, them morals on zero, we're not talking about people. We're talking about people who have a little bit of dignity.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you're particular about putting certain things in your mouth and you would kiss somebody, you just think about it, right?
Yeah, but the more you say that, it really sounds disgusting thinking about it.
Yes, it's gross. It is very gross. So, this is why I say kissing is more intimate than people make it on TV.
Okay. Well, we have similar thoughts on that in terms of what I consider as cheating. For me, I don't just consider it being something physical like sex. I think getting to know somebody else while you're in a relationship on a deeper level, and speaking from experience again, I have experienced that, and it is heartbreaking. Because the thing is, if you're having issues, come to me. You don't need to go elsewhere. I am here, and that's the purpose of being in a relationship, for you all to talk things out and work things out. So I have similar thoughts on that. Okay, so this is a controversial question, okay? Take another sip for that. What are your thoughts on female best friends? Do you think females can be best friends to a male?
Yes. I do believe females can be best friends to a male, but let me explain.
Yeah, explain it, please.
It has to have boundaries and clear, defined boundaries, right? Because sometimes your partner, which is your girlfriend, whoever, they may not like that, they may not be comfortable with that. And your female friend have to understand that boundary and really fall back and give it that respect, give your relationship that respect, right? Because I guess they just say they want another person's point of view, but remember, like if you put it on the other side, like if we have a male best friend, like men are very territorial. They are alpha males, and they want to be the only alpha male in your life. So no way they will agree to you have nothing.
Although they might pretend that it's not a big deal on the surface, yeah, they have issues with that.
Because they will always view it as men. Every man who is close to you wants to be more than a friend, right? And it's only you as the person that is standing up the way of the exploit over that perimeter. So anytime you're vulnerable or you're weak, the perimeter just gets smaller and smaller, the inch in. So that's why they will say like, okay, they don't want you confiding in your male best friend and stuff like that. It's the same way. So I would feel like, okay, a female friend, any friend of the opposite sex is a best friend, they have to know the limits and you have to know how your partner feel about it. So you clear boundaries. So they will know, well, hey, I can't just call, pick up my phone and call 12 o'clock in the morning for like, see, his girl will be cool with that, this kind of way. I can't have them deacon the domestics, that's just not cool, right? So, yeah, you could have it, but you have to have clear boundaries. Like, everybody should be on the same page.
I agree with that as well.
Don't be, because I know you, right?
I agree with that as well. However, I would not say I am a jealous person, but I need to really have those boundaries. And the next thing for me is that if I met you with the female best friend, well, cool. But you can't say that we together and all of a sudden you have a female best friend. It's like, where you find this person from?
Where did she come from?
Exactly, where did she come from? Please explain, make it make sense, alright? So that's the issue for me. Come in and then I never heard about this person and all of a sudden, there's my best friend. That wouldn't sit well with me. And like I said, I am not a jealous person. However, I would like the attention to be on me, okay? I think that's normal.
That's normal. That's just extreme.
Yeah. And like you said, saying it again, boundaries, because it have people who would say they have friends and these friends calling at all hours, or I come back, I go in and meet, they need what? No. Not with me. That could be with somebody else. So that's a no for me, a big no. I'm not crazy, right? I'm not crazy jealous. I just
territorial.
Could say that too. We could say that too. Alright. Anything else on that?
No, I mean, it is what it is, because even if you set boundaries, sometimes you just find ways to tiptoe around the boundaries and you're not finding out. So I guess,
What?
it is.
Them boundaries high, so I don't tiptoe around that at all. Since we just spoke about that, The next question kind of feeding into that. So, should things change when you have a partner? For example, your social media interactions, your dress code, partying. What do you think about that?
Yes, and well, mostly yes, that no. Because yes, things should change because remember you agreed to be in an exclusive relationship with somebody. You're putting all your time and effort into building a foundation with this person. So I guess you're blending both all your lives together. So I guess that why couples should have things in common because if I meet you party and I'm not a party girl, right? That is just a recipe for disaster. Obviously, even though you care about me and gradually you will change and don't hang out to party as much. I met you that, right? That's something that's bring you joy. That's something you use as a recreation. So like that is like a recipe. I find couples with more gravitate to things they have in common. So that is where deep conversations and really understanding each other come to play, right? So yes, you would adjust because people just watch it as the change
or compromise,
right? And same way, like if you're not a party person and you're party, obviously spending time, quality time is very important. So you will have to give me stuff now and again to like go at events or go if they invite you, they want you to be there, You have to give me. So it's like I give and take, right? In terms of dress code and thing, I find like a partner not supposed to, I wouldn't say dictate your life, but you should be comfortable enough to wear something and know, well, yes, I respect the style, but, because I ain't going to say, well, I don't wear this, I wear that, that kind of way. Understand your partner enough to know, well, what is okay, what is not okay. Right? Because some couples, the girl can put on anything and the guy would be, he will glorify that. And we will watch it as, what? He like, how wear that?
Yeah.
So it's like, it all boils down to the couple and the understanding they have about these setting the boundaries and how they're going forward with that.
And healthy boundaries too, Because no, I say healthy boundaries because sometimes you might go with somebody and while courting the person, they like how you're dressing. Oh, she's sexy and this and that. And from the time you all jump into a relationship, that is that that's too short. Don't wear that. So you have to be careful with that because that's a red flag to me. Yeah. So that's something to look out for. But
master true love.
And some people might think, oh, that's cute and he cares about me and these kind of things, but don't get it twisted. That is somebody who most likely is some sort of a narcissist and a control freak, because I can't see you meeting somebody one way and then automatically as soon as you're in a relationship you decide, I want her to change, I want her to dress like this. I don't think it should work like that, but that's something that happens a lot. So ladies, look out for that. Be careful.
Well, I guess like, okay, if it happens and they come and they say in a nice communicative, okay, I don't like how that look, and they give a valid reason, like, if I was too short, if I was too revealing.
Yeah. If it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Right? And they really gave a valid point why it was uncomfortable with it. You as yourself now could review that and say, well, yeah, but just constantly just nitpicking everything I will. I have to come and run it over before I do. That is a red flag.
Yep.
That run. Ladies, run.
As fast and as far as you can, okay? And not only nitpicking, some of them just decide they want to dress you. Put on this long skirt and put on this. I'm not saying that you're supposed to be dressing revealing. I'm not saying that. However, do not meet someone one way and then try to change them fully into what you think they should be.
True.
Yeah. In terms of the social media interactions, what do I think? Could you guess, Alice?
I could guess, but I'm waiting to hear what you have to say.
I have no issues whatsoever with that. Okay. Oh, I wouldn't say this is cap. That's cap, right? Yeah. What do I think? I think I keep saying boundaries, but yes, boundaries for that too. Because you know how social media is. Social media is so free that you have access to so many people without even seeing them in person.
Right.
Which means you're able to have conversations with thousands of people if you want to be extra, right? So even with just chatting over the net, I think you need to have boundaries for that too, because sometimes one thing leads to another. You might go into it thinking, this is just, you know, it's cool, it's not a big deal, we're just talking. And then you start to talk to this person every day and so forth. So you need to know what you're doing, because you wouldn't even see it coming. You would not even see it coming.
No. Talking to somebody every day, bringing you all closer together.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how far they are,
Exactly.
Once they're communicating with you every day, you are getting closer to them, right? And I was discussing with some friends the other day, they was talking about the likes. Like, the guy was like, his girlfriend is getting very, very jealous minded about he's liking his pics and stuff on Instagram and, you know, Facebook and things. And, you know, under certain comments, he's liking comments and stuff like that. And I was like, we have us to go back to basics, like back in the day, before social media, right? You will see a young lady walking on the road. She have on her outfit and you like it. What men used to do? Heckle her, whistle behind her, whatever. Now, this same young lady in our era now, that puts on that outfit, posts it up on the internet, and the same men who passing up and down who could have heckled her before have the opportunity now, because remember she would have been a stranger to them.
Yeah.
Have the opportunity now to go press like, go get in her comments, go get in her DMs, and get, you know, it's like more accessible.
Form
so
some type of interaction, right? Yeah.
And then this, if you constantly liking her pic, she is going to notice you. She's going to know, hey, every pic this guy liking, I mean, like this guy interested. So yeah, it has to have boundaries.
Yes.
With
But I think for men, it's sometimes an ego thing that they don't necessarily want to be with the people or the person, but they like the likes, right? Yes, I think so. I think they enjoy it, you know?
Attention.
Yes, yes. They do. So that does something for their ego. It strokes the ego and they say, I still have it, you know? So they're not going to shut down the likes. They're not going to shut that down. They wouldn't see it as entertaining, the likes, but they're definitely not going and shut it down. I say at least 99.9% of men, at least, they enjoy it, okay? Just the 1% out there.
They do.
Yes. Ooh, that was deep. I felt that. All right. Can a couple really have love for each other but grow out of love and intimacy?
Yeah, I believe in that. I strongly believe that a couple can have that love each other. Like, you care about the person, you want to see them do good, you want to see them do well, you know, you're supporting them, you have them at heart. But, you know, you're not in love with them. That passion, that you know, that feeling, that was really butterflies.
That would have been there in the beginning.
It's going to dry up. I guess probably from you all not working on it enough or whatever reason. Could be that the years that passed or experiences that shape the relationship. I believe you could fall out of love with a person, but you have like mad love for them still. Like you know, you would feel hurt if they're hurting. And
yeah.
But I believe it a lot of relationships in our era currently right now.
Yep. And you have to be very intentional in your relationships, in showing love, in just being in love, because it's definitely not going to the butterflies, and you will feel things, but it's not going to be like in the beginning. That is just the beginning, which means that will fade, and you now have to work on the relationship, actually put in the work. If you really want it to work, you have to put in the work. You can't just let go and let everything, let the chips fall where they may. It can't be like that. You really have to put in the work.
Yeah, so you have to get up every day and choose that person every single day.
Yep. And I don't think a lot of people understand how hard that is, how much work you have to put into it, because people irritate you. That's human nature, okay?
Right.
You get upset with people, they irritate you. It could be the smallest thing sometimes if you're not in a good mood and all that. So in a case like that, you have to know that this too shall pass. Is just something, but you're willing to work around it and so forth. So I don't think, well, I didn't even realize before should I even say realize? I probably just didn't give it a lot of thought in my younger years about how much work it is to maintain a relationship. It is a lot. Yeah. I can only imagine living with somebody. I can only imagine. Let's leave it at that. That in itself will be work as well, coming out of my comfort zone with my family and then going into a household where this is something new. I'm waking up with this person every day. Things change, the dynamics of what I do.
The dedication.
Yes.
Is a lot.
Yep. You think we could do one more?
I guess we could squeeze in one. Keep it light, right?
Okay. It's light, but it heavy, it in between. Has your views or your outlook on relationships changed over time? And if so, how?
Well, let me take a sip.
Got it yourself. Take a little think.
I would say yes. My views on relationship have changed. My outlook has changed on relationship because of growth, because of personal growth. Things where I would have accepted in my early stages of being in relationships, I would not accept that. I wouldn't even look that way. Like that would be like a deal breaker for me. And I would look back and say like, oh, in the hell I used to be accepted this type of behavior. What? But I guess when you know better, you'll do better.
Yeah, for real.
Within personal growth and self-love and self-respect and stuff like that, you will know what is totally unacceptable at this time. Definitely you're not going through that. That kind of way. For your own sanity, for your own peace of mind, like, you're not good. You're not doing. So I guess my relationship has changed because I have changed.
Yeah.
I have grown, I have matured, and I no longer look at looks and aesthetics and how things appear to the outside world. I look at how the person treats me. What are their goals? How we deal with disagreements? What do we have in common? Because remember, if you're in a relationship we are building, is really trying to move somewhere. Like, it's supposed to take us somewhere, and we have to have things in common. We have to have similar goals and similar interests and stuff like that. Because we stuck with each other, right? We're going through life, facing all challenges with each other, responsibilities as family life and everything that comes with it, like rearing children and stuff like that. You have to be on the same page with your partner. So looking at the shallow stuff is really not going to help you. You have to really dig deeper. So my relationship has totally changed, and what is like sufficient for me or for my personal growth and well-being, like I want to give that to another person, but you can't pour from an empty cup. You understand? So you have to be wholeheartedly, fully in tune with yourself and the reality of who you want to be, where you want to go, and stuff like that. And okay, is this person fitting into my mold?
Yep.
Am I learning from this person? Can this person learn from me? Can we mold each other and move forward? Like that is where my head is at. You know, some people, you know, I always say like, okay, from the first conversation, I know this is not going to work out. Like, from the first conversation, I will know exactly if this person have a future. Swing.
So fellas, come correct.
You just know yourself, so there's no judgment. I can judge any person's lifestyle or how they are, but you just know. You just know. Like I self-aware that I will just know.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Come correct. Okay, guys? Or she will shut you down. You see? I summarize it there for them. Plain and simple.
You know how people are saying they kind of entertain people and not attracted to, like,
yeah.
There's a way, it's like a similar but mentally.
Yeah. So you just, so they're talking and in your mind you're watching them and you're like,
That is how you feel about that?
Yeah.
You serious?
This ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. No way, no how. For me, has my views on relationships changed? Definitely. And what molded that experience? Definitely. And one of the things that she mentioned, I think, played a great role in that was the self-love. Learning to accept you for you. You know, that was a huge thing for me. Because who I am today was not who I was a few years ago. And I am still growing as a person, definitely. But I could honestly say that I have more love for myself. And in having more love for myself, I know what I expect from others. I know what I would put up with. I know my worth. So that has molded me, and just being through different experiences and knowing that hell no, I will not be going back there or be willing to deal with those things again, you know, because to me, I used to settle and be like, yeah, they do this, but, you know, and I think that has a lot to do with your self-worth, because if you really know your worth, you will not be willing to accept the bare minimum. This is what you require, and you're going to state that, and you're going to stick with that. That's important. So I have a lot more questions, but that will be for part 2 of this video. If you all liked it and you're interested in seeing more, so the more questions we get, the more videos like this I can do, and even include more people in the Zoom calls, just to get an idea of how, you know, how people think, how ladies think. A male who male boy? That would be interesting, though. That would be interesting. Yeah, I have good choices in that hat, eh? Right. But yeah, we could that would be a nice one to do, you know. That's a good idea to do one and just hear how people think. You know, I like to hear people speak. I just like to hear different points of views. So you could definitely do that. So please, you can leave a comment down below, a topic that you would like us to discuss, and we will definitely discuss it. And also, like I said, you could leave some suggestions of what I could call this segment. But also, before I go, I want to just touch on the things that have been taking place in our country in terms of crimes against women in particular. And you know, like I always say, Trinidad, we have to do better, because it's really scary now. Really scary. I have to think twice about where I go and what I do. I am afraid to go into taxis now. You know, it's a real sad state, and it's almost as if people have no, they just, yeah,
Some national pride.
nothing, just lacking everything. They don't care about the human life, because I am thinking, if you even care even this much, you wouldn't be able to do something like that, to take somebody, to rape them, to murder them, and just without, like, almost like if you have no care in the world, no remorse, no nothing about it.
I feel like everybody has to do their part as small as it is. If you see something looking off, see something not looking too right, if you know somebody like living that type of life or have a character, you know, it's nothing to just take, hey, don't go into that car or don't talk to that young man, you know, kind of way. Just do your part, like, come on. And what really hurt me, like, what really stood out for me is like a lot of young ladies went missing between last year and this year and stuff. And it was like people saw things, I'm sure people knew things and so, and they never. But this particular situation with this young lady, like, it had like a reward. It had like a you know, a payment for information, and it was on a large scale, and all of a sudden, all type of information was coming out, and it would look, so you could see like people were just like self-interest.
Yep.
And you know,
not about, yeah.
You know, somebody, imagine people saying, oh, they saw her lying on the backseat of a car. Like, you had that information all the time, you know? Oh my God.
Very true. And that's the problem, you know, it's only self. Nobody, you don't care about your fellow, you know, your fellow co-worker, your neighbor. It could be a stranger and all, just as you said, if you see something looking funny, tell the person, hey, you know, I realize this. I am one to do that, and when I do that, I get so scared, because I wonder if the person who are talking about watching me or whatever. Because if I see something, I will tap the person, hi, just be careful, because it seems as this person following you, you know, that kind of thing. That's me. Yeah. So we need to really do better, because I don't think it should have never reached the point where women feel so unsafe to venture out of their homes.
It's an actual gamble to leave your house as a woman in the country right now and come back. It's like a 50-50 chance. You're gambling every day with your life.
Because we don't know who is who out there. We
And
don't know.
your enemy is not really somebody who is a stranger.
You
see that fault? It proves itself.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. So all that you have to be looking out for.
You know, careful who you trust and all.
Be very careful. So I just thought it was important to at least say something about that, since we're dealing with these types of topics and these things are going on right now. So yes, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And please remember to share and share and share. You have anything you want to say before we go, Anastasia?
I just want to say, like, you know, just extend Anastasia gratitude towards you. You know, thanks for having me on. I'm flattered that you actually considered me and my opinions, you know. And that's basically it. You know, I'm glad to be here. You know, and I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I really had a good time.
That's so good, because if we have 20 more, that means you're gonna do it. Woo! You heard that right here, guys. So she can't pull out of it. Alright, so I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.
Bye.